bring PJ.
This regular meeting of the Judson Board of Trustees is hereby called to order at 6 p.m. I'm very pleased that you've taken time to join us this evening. As the Judson Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals and policies and oversee the management of the district. We are responsible for approving budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and to listen to reports from the superintendent. We are not here to make administrative or management decisions pertaining to the daily operations of the district. This is the responsibility of the superintendent. In compliance with the state government code and open meetings, tonight's agenda has been appropriately posted. This is a meeting in public, not a meeting of the public. As our guest, you are welcome to observe and listen. These proceedings are being video and audio recorded and will become part of Judson's permanent legal record. In order that the tape adequately reflects these proceedings, please silence your mobile devices and refrain from talking while others are speaking. Since it is legally mandated that these proceedings are recorded accurately, I may have to ask for order periodically should I notice that the disruptions are interfering with our recording capabilities. Once again, I extend a sincere welcome from the entire board and thank you for your interest in Judson ISD. We have established a quorum, and I will call roll. Okay, go ahead. Okay, and next to me is Dr. Robert Fields, our superintendent.
Good evening, everyone. If we could all please rise for the invocation. Mr. Brooks.
Heavenly Father, as we gather for tonight's board meeting, we ask for your presence among us. We thank you for guiding us through another school year filled with both challenges and triumphs. As we near its conclusion, we reflect on the hard work and dedication of our students, teachers, staff, and community. Lord, grant us wisdom and discernment in our decisions tonight. May our discussions be marked by unity, respect, and a shared commitment to the well-being and education of every student. We pray for your protection for our students as they prepare to go into summer break. We also pray for our teachers and staff. Grant them rest and renewal over the break, and may they return refreshed and inspired for the year ahead. Finally, we pray for the Judson ISD community, that we continue to work to create a nurturing environment where every child can thrive. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Please remain standing for the presentation of the United States colors led by the Wagner High School JROTC, directed by Chief Michael Good and Master Sergeant Joseph Dudley.
Harry, colors.
Tonight's color guard is commanded by U.S. Flag, Cadet Sergeant Noah Perez, Texas Flag, Cadet Captain Caden Fisher, U.S. Guard, Cadet Sergeant Nicholas Brinegar, Texas Guard, Cadet Sergeant Brandon Dominguez.
Reset. Arms.
Our pledge leader this evening is Eliana Toms. Eliana Toms is a fourth grade student at Masters Elementary. She is a hardworking student who has received the A and AB Honor Roll, Good Citizen, and Friendship certificates this school year. She has also led the pledges throughout the school year at her school. She is a volunteer and works in the library before school to shelve books, and she also volunteers to help keep Randolph beautiful. In the future, Eliana aspires to be a baker. Thank you for leading us in the pledges, Eliana. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. You may be seated. If we could give a big round of applause to our pledge leader, Eliana Toms. We have a certificate for you, and we would like for you to meet our board and take a photo with them. Thank you so much, Eliana.
Apologize. I'm from a bigger state. We don't do the Texas ones. There's only one bigger than Texas.
And to reintroduce to you our color guard this evening from Wagner High School, they are the Army Color Guard team that are the national runner-ups. So we've got the best of the best tonight.
Stand somewhere, y'all. Give me up.
Awesome job, gentlemen. It's that time of the year where we get to celebrate and recognize many of our students and their successes in Judson ISD. Our first recognitions are celebrating the academic achievements of the top 10 students from each of our Judson ISD high schools. These exceptional students have demonstrated dedication, determination, and excellence in their academic pursuits. Their achievements not only reflect their individual talents and abilities, but also serve as a testament to the unwavering support and guidance provided by their families, teachers, mentors, and Judson ISD community. As we introduce each of these outstanding students, we applaud their success as a testament to their commitment to excellence, as well as bidding them good luck in their future endeavors. We are starting with Wagner High School. Niel Sanjay Patel, valedictorian. Leah Garcia, salutatorian. Kofi Biko. William Patrick Hoswell. Orlando Martinez. Ari Ababayo. Laura Escobar. Benicio Silva. And Alura Bigio. Congratulations, T-Birds. Great job. Next, we have Judson Early College Academy. You all can come in. And I will announce your names once we shake everyone's hands. Let me introduce Rachel Akuka, valedictorian. Samia Ahmad, salutatorian. Wasif Rohin, Ariana Hernandez Blanco, Celeste Anaya, Brooke Borth, Heston Rayborn, Maria Montilla, Karen Rosario Mejias, Brianna Sutherland. Congratulations, Jekka. Next, Veterans Memorial High School. All right. I can see we're missing a few, but I'm going to announce their names anyways. Jason Choi, valedictorian. Diana Ho, salutatorian. Angela Babayan. Erica Escutin. Liliana Rackley. Jacob Campos. Alfred De Leon. Sandra An Lam. Sunny Kretzer, and Elizabeth Redman. Awesome job, Veterans Memorial. Thank you, Patriots. And although they couldn't make it this evening, I do want to recognize the Judson High School top 10 students. Kimber Priest, valedictorian. Ken Hirano, salutatorian. Isaiah Herrera. Cassandra Roman. Amaris Mick. Josephine Sales. Elizabeth Mesner. Luna Caloca Urina. Kaya Salas, and Sofia Garcia. All right. Next, we have a big group of students who participate in our career and technical education. These students from Judson High School, Wagner High School, and Veterans Memorial, we are celebrating them for their achievements at both the state and national levels in various career and technical education pathways. This group's dedication to their passion have not only set the bar for their peers, but have also positioned themselves as exemplary leaders in their chosen fields. From Judson High School, the FCCLA, Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. Come on in. These ladies are being recognized for the areas of professional presentation, interpersonal communication, and public policy advocate. Students from the FFA, Future Farmers of America. Tonight, we honor these students in the areas of food science, applied agricultural engineering, wool judging, and nursery landscape. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Still from Judson High School, we are honoring students for competing in Skills USA. We are honoring these students this evening for competing in the following categories: Forensics Team, Collision Repair Team, Collision Damage Appraisal, 2D and 3D Animation Short Film Job Exhibit, 3D Visualization and Animation, 3D Visualization and Animation and Digital Illustration Job Exhibit, CSI and Criminal Justice Quiz Bowl, CSI, Criminal Justice Quiz Bowl, Job Interview Silver. Forensics Team, District Officer Candidates, First Aid CPR with a second place in the state. Health Knowledge Bowl, Health Occupations Professional Portfolio, Med Math, Medical Terminology and Assisting, Health Knowledge Bowl, Dental Assisting, and another one in Med Math. Fantastic. Congratulations. From Veterans Memorial High School. First, we are honoring some students from DECA, Distributive Education Clubs of America. And these ladies competed in the area of financial services team decision-making. Congratulations, ladies. Next, we are honoring students for BPA, Business Professionals of America. These students are being recognized in the following areas: device configuration and troubleshooting, administrative support team, Python programming, presentation team, fundamental accounting, fundamental word processing, prepared speech, human resource management, and fundamental spreadsheet applications. Any of you looking for a job? Next, we are recognizing students for competing in Skills USA.
There we go.
These students are being recognized in the areas of advertising design, photography, community service, cosmetology with a team first place recognition and an individual second place in the state, aesthetics, aesthetics model, natural hair design, nail art with a placement of second place, 3D nail art, computer programming, entrepreneurship and IT quiz bowl, technical computer applications with a second place, Internet of Things smart home, cybersecurity, and information technology services. Congratulations. You can just hear their medals clinking. Sounds great. And finally, from Veterans Memorial High School, we are honoring students for TXPSTA, Texas Public Service Teachers Association. These students are being honored in the area of internet working, EMS response, cell extraction, and domestic violence response. Congratulations. Now we're moving on to Wagner High School, and we are honoring their DECA students, Distributive Education Clubs of America. These students are being recognized for food marketing, sports and entertainment marketing, and hospitality and tourism. Congratulations. Next from Wagner, we have another group of students for BPA, Business Professionals of America. These students are being recognized in the area of podcasting prod team, fund desktop pub, podcasting prod team, admin support, graphic design management, HR digital marketing, visual design, and digital marketing. Congratulations. And finally, from Wagner High School, we are honoring students for competing in Skills USA. We are recognizing this group this evening for building trades, construction, and also welding. Congratulations. Our next recognition is coming from Wagner High School, the UIL State Robotics Group. The Wagner Robotics team, the Trilobites, are in their 6th year of competing in the first Tech Challenge robotics competition. This is a diverse and unique team. The competition provides our students with equal opportunities to demonstrate their engineering, programming, marketing, and business skills. To compete in the challenge, each team must design, build, and program their robot to perform obstacles set by first. This year, after overcoming many challenges and setbacks, the team advanced to the 5A UIL Robotics State Championship for the first time in the team's history. They competed against 75 of the best high schools in the state and definitely stood out. These students represent the essence of the principles needed to create a better future for our community. Congratulations. We've got our next recognition from Veterans Memorial, and we would like to introduce to you the Veterans Memorial Barbecue Team. From Grill to Glory. Oh, yes, sir.
We appreciate the support of Dr. Fields so much, so we've got a little something.
Oh, that's nice. From Grill to Glory in its inaugural year, we celebrate our first ever Veterans Memorial High School barbecue team. After months of practice, it was time for the Patriot Pitmasters to put their skills to the test at the state barbecue competition in Round Rock, Texas, competing against 98 teams at state. The Veterans Memorial High School barbecue team brought home 23rd overall and placed 5th in ribs. The team mastered the art of the grill and claimed their rightful place at the top. Congratulations, barbecue champs. Our next recognition comes from Judson STEM Academy. Project Lead the Way is a nationwide hands-on STEM curriculum provider that Judson STEM Academy uses for their curriculum. They announced that students from Judson STEM Academy had been named the winners of the inaugural PLTW Community Impact Awards in the middle school category. Students across the nation are doing impactful things in and out of the classroom. PLTW created its first ever student award to recognize and celebrate the innovations, creativity, and impact PLTW students are making within their school and communities. Educators from across the country were encouraged to nominate a student group or group of students who demonstrate how their PLTW skills and STEM learning were applied to a project that is making an impact within their community. We are so proud of this group of students who were winners of the first national award. You are creating opportunities for access to people in your school and your local community. Congratulations. Next recognition comes from Judson High School, and we are recognizing state track meet qualifiers. We are also recognizing the Wagner High School boys track team and our Veterans Memorial High School state qualifier. Our Wagner High School boys 4x200 finished 7th. Wagner High School Kevon Carter finished 6th in the 400. Wagner High School boys 4x400 finished 8th. Judson girls 4x400 finished 9th. And again, we would like to recognize Ms. Williamson for being our state qualifier for Veterans Memorial High School. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Our next recognition is for our students who competed in vase art. We are so excited to take a moment to recognize the exceptional talents of our Judson ISD visual arts students who participated in the State Scholastic Visual Arts event in San Marcos, Texas in April. These students participated and the following brought home a prestigious state medal. Luke Hogue, rating 4, medal, Caitlin Jones, rating 4 medal, Penelope Trevino, rating 4 medal, and Jacob De La Cruz, 2 rating 4 medals, who was also a top 10 student. Becoming a state medalist at VASE is quite challenging, as it involves competing against a large pool of talented students from across the state. Participants are judged based on the creativity, technical skill, and originality demonstrated in their artwork. To achieve such recognition, students must not only showcase exceptional artistic abilities, but also receive a 4 rating and stand out among their peers with compelling work. It requires dedication, hard work, and a high level of artistic talent. Please join me again in congratulating our state medalists. And before I turn it over to Ms. Greathouse for a final recognition, there were a couple of Judson High School top 10s hiding in some of our other recognitions, so we want to invite them back to recognize them. Kimber Priest, Cassandra Roman, and Josephine Sells. And if you would allow me to introduce Ms. Lexi Greathouse. She is the Executive Director for the Judson Education Foundation, and she just has a special announcement before we continue on.
Good evening, Judson ISD Board and our community. Again, I'm Lexi Greathouse. I am the Executive Director of the Judson Education Foundation. With me tonight, I'd like to introduce and ask to come up to the front our Jeff Board members that are here tonight. I have Ms. Idra Bush, our VP of Finance and Governance, Frank Castellano, Dr. Rob Fields, our Superintendent, Ms. Suzanne Canoyer, our Board Liaison, Ms. Tamara Matthews, Mr. Sonny Peter Merrill, Ms. Marlene Pettis, our VP of Development, Mr. Charles Rivas, Ms. Monica Ryan, the Judson ISD Board Liaison, and Madi Zeppenfeld, the VP of Marketing and Events. These foundation board members are all volunteers that give back to our district. This year marks a special year for Jeff as we celebrate 25 years of giving to Judson ISD. We are thrilled to recognize and support exceptional educators who continuously inspire learning for our students, which is why Jeff is proud to award a $25,000 grant towards innovative teaching tonight. Yeah. And with us tonight, all super excited in the corner over here, are our top 3 Silver Grant finalists. Please come up, Ms. Stephanie McClellan from Franz Leadership Academy, Megan Farley, Melissa Covington, and Sarah Mills from Franz Leadership Academy, Ms. Rochelle Diaz and Lisa Shulka from Candlewood Elementary. These finalists have shown their passion for education throughout the rigorous application process, from crafting compelling video submissions to delivering impressive presentations at our gala event. Your ability to impress our esteemed panel and excel during the interview in front of our judges truly sets you apart. While this decision was undoubtedly difficult, please know that being selected as finalists among a pool of talented applicants speaks volumes about the caliber of your work and the promise it holds for the future of education in Judson ISD. The Jeff Board of Directors would like to congratulate our winner of the $25,000 Silver Grant to Painting the Future of Our Leaders by Megan Farley, Melissa Covington, Sarah Mills from Franz Leadership Academy. The Jeff Board would like to acknowledge our runner-ups projects. Yeah. The Jeff Board would like to acknowledge our runner-up projects, the Future of Learning and Playground and Picnic Area. We're so inspired with your passion, would also like to award a $5,000 grant towards each of your projects. My baby Chip. Congratulations once again. We look forward to witnessing the incredible impact your project will have in our educational community. Congratulations. And that concludes the recognitions. You may be seated.
Okay, you just go on? Okay.
Excuse me. Here, I just wanted to tell you something. Thank you. I see. I see. Okay. Is there anything I can do? Yes, ma'am. Do you know what that is? Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Yes, of course.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the rest of our meeting. We have a pretty lengthy agenda. Again, it's really nice to see all the individuals that are recognized today. So our next agenda item is acknowledgement of citizens to be heard, and we have a few. There's 3 minutes per citizen to be heard, and our first one will be Marilyn McKinney regarding budget.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I've listened with great interest to your solutions to the current budget shortfall. And at one point it was mentioned, well, we can cut the contract days for teachers. I would refer you to the handout of the Texas Education Code, section 21.403. Minimum service required. A contract between a school district and an educator must be for a minimum of 10 months service. B, under a 10-month contract, you must provide a minimum of 187 days of service. Part C says the commissioner may reduce the number of days of service, but a reduction by the commissioner does not reduce an educator's salary. Part C1 says if you fulfill your 75,000 minutes in less than 180 days, you can shorten the term of service. But again, a reduction by the district does not reduce an educator's salary. So saying we'll save all sorts of money by cutting the 2 days from the teachers, no, you won't. You still have to pay us for a 187-day contract. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next citizen to be heard is Dr. Cynthia Shoemaker.
I too listened to the board meeting and found that the district is trying to gloss over the suppression of the reclass positions from 2022 to 2023 into the 504 pay grade by moving the reclassified coordinators positions back to 504. The district proposes a 2024-2025 for these positions to have a midpoint of $398.41. A midpoint of $398.41 would continue the suppression. The reason it would continue the suppression comes from its own documentation, the district's documents. After the board approved a 4% raise in 22-23, the midpoint for 505s should have been $400.57. The reality was the district suppressed the midpoint for these reclassified positions and denied all raises for those employees with an artificially manipulated midpoint of $364.77, a suppression of $35.80. A 3% raise was approved by the board in 23-24 and should result of a midpoint for that same position for $412.58. The reality was the district continued the suppression by magically generating a midpoint rate of $374.28, a suppression of $38.30. Now they want to continue the suppression by reducing the pay grade that for the impact employees and proposing a midpoint of $398.81. This rate does not meet the board-approved rate of these positions in relation to the pre-suppression rates. A rate no less than $412.58 will not address the suppression. What this suppression has meant to me is at the end of my contract, the district would have shortchanged me $15,280.60. Every year after my retirement, this suppression will cost me $235 a month for the rest of my life. That's a parting gift from Judson. You want equity. You say, see something, say something. I've said something and said something. The district doesn't care. I'm asking for everyone up on the dais to care. No one's going to give me my $15,000. No one's going to give me my $235 a month when I retire, or if I pass, my husband won't get that. Does anyone want their child, their spouse, themselves to lose that kind of money? I would say no. And I've continued to show up every day and work hard. 6:15, I walk in the door. I leave at 5:30. I don't expect a thanks. I expect fair compensation.
Thank you. Our next citizen to be heard is Michelle LaRue regarding budget.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, President Macias, Dr. Fields. My name is Michelle LaRue. I'm the principal of Rolling Meadows Elementary, and I have not been asked by Dr. Fields or any member of Cabinet to speak today. The decision to speak is mine alone. I am a passionate leader, and I work with amazing teachers who put their hearts into shaping the minds of our students. Our teachers work hard every day, and so do our campus administrators and our district leaders. We devote 12, sometimes 15 hours a day serving our teachers and students. Their progress and well-being make the long hours worth it. In my 21 years in Judson, not once have I addressed the board, but I feel compelled to do so today. I have never felt so disrespected, so devalued, and utterly dismissed by the school board. In a recent budget meeting, the board recognized that all 500 series employees are not paid at their market value. And yet, when asked how could we save money by reducing the work calendar one day for teachers, administrators, and professionals, a board member stated that teachers should not be cut any days, that administrators and professionals should take a 4-day pay cut. That would equate to a significant pay cut for a group of employees that the board has already recognized as being underpaid. Valid concerns were brought forward about ensuring that teacher salaries were not reduced, as it would affect their retirement benefits. Cuts such as these affect my retirement benefits as well. An HR rubric and a compensation plan was presented that would help adjust and begin to correct the inequity found in the 500 pay grades. This compensation plan included reducing the midpoint from 20 to 18 years and funded 3 board-approved area directors who would work directly with our 30 campus administrators, providing much-needed support to the campus principals. It was strongly suggested that these positions should no longer be considered for funding, and the entire compensation plan was set aside for later reconsideration. When considering the 24-25 budget, I urge the board to prioritize equity and honor the valuable contributions of all Judson employees. Let us remain true to the spirit of one home and one family, and live up to our leadership definition to treat people well and foster an environment of respect and support. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next citizen to be heard is Miriam Huerta. Budget.
Good evening. My name is Miriam Huerta. I'm the principal at Converse Elementary School. The school board and cabinet members have the daunting task of adopting a compensation package in the midst of a deficit. This is not easy, and we all understand cuts are inevitable. However, school board members, I'm coming to you this evening to ask that you consider the words and tone you use during these meetings. The interaction between board members and the cabinet sometimes seems adversarial and, quite honestly, disrespectful to our district leaders. The harsh language used is damaging to the trust and confidence we should have in our board. Some recent things have been said and have created some apprehension and hostility amongst employees in the district. For example, at the last board meeting, the following words were used by board members in reference to budget cuts: slash and burn. Bring us $20 to $30 million of things we can cut. Everything is on the table. While that may be your sentiment for this process, saying those things out loud incites chaos and fear amongst staff members. As leaders on the campus, we in turn have to attempt to comfort and reassure our staff members in the aftermath of such careless and damaging rhetoric. People are afraid they are going to lose their jobs and not be able to provide for themselves or their families. At the same meeting, one proposal showed the amount of money that could be saved if every employee lost one contract day. However, it was stated from a board member that the preference was not to take a day from one group of employees. It was also stated by another board member that they still wanted to try and give that group of employees a raise. In the same breath, it was suggested that 6 days of pay be taken from the 500 pay grade group. That statement made was one that completely devalued every administrator and director that is in this classification. As a member of the 500 pay grade, I understand that losing days will help the district's deficit, and I'm not opposed to being a team player. However, what is not okay is to say one group of employees should lose pay while another group gets a raise. To do so suggests the worth of administrators is little to none. It implies the board does not value the leadership and work we bring to the district. My hope is that that is not truly how you feel about those of us in leadership positions, but the words you say indicate otherwise. Perhaps with such a large deficit, no one should get a raise. Again, we know the task you have at hand is a difficult one, and we have to trust that you will make the best decisions for Judson ISD. We simply ask that the words you use and the decisions you make show support for all employees in this district.
Thank you. Our next citizen to be heard is Ms. Cindy Latino, Budget.
Good evening, everyone. One home, one family is the Judson way. Judson has been my family for 15 years, and lately I question my worth as an administrator. But families should never make you question your worth, or they should never make you doubt yourself. So why do I feel this way? Each year, the school district has to tackle budget. And as Ms. Huerta and my fellow colleagues said, we understand that difficulty. However, how do we solve a budget issue? When do we become proactive and watch our spending instead of reactive and cutting when rubber meets the road? When companies have a budget deficit, they don't continue to make large purchases, they don't increase salaries, and they don't create new positions. They look for areas that have a big impact but without interrupting operations or upsetting morale. Instead, what we look at is where can we cut. As administrator in the 500 pay series, I'm facing 2 cuts. I'm facing a restructuring of your 500 pay series, but I'm also facing a reduction in my salary based on any compensation plans or suggestions on how to reduce. So keep in mind, you are potentially hitting me twice with your pay cuts. Equality is a fair compensation plan for all. Equality is for all, not just for some. So as you work in your budget sessions, I just ask you to look for ways to produce a revenue. Look at ways to cut other than pay cuts. That should be the last place that we look. Instead of always making those decisions based on emotion, let's look at some data and where we can look to generate instead of cut. Always remember that elementary builds a foundation, and while it might be easy to cut positions at an elementary level, you're really fracturing a foundation. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next citizen to be heard is Ms. Priscilla Alfaro, Compensation.
Good evening, board members, board president, and Dr. Fields. I have conflicted feelings about coming forward tonight in this manner. However, I do feel that this is something I must do. As a principal, I was always vocal in advocating for my campus and for what I felt was just. Regardless of my position in this district, that does not change. Currently, I feel the need to advocate for our leadership both at the campus level and the district level. We have seen the budget meetings, and it was noted that there was an absence of raises for leadership or central office personnel. The last budget meeting, it was indicated that not only would we go without a raise, but we could also be asked to reduce our number of compensation days, thus reducing our pay. This has left me feeling frustrated, but more than that, devalued. I will be the first to admit that teachers and hourly staff work incredibly hard and are deserving of a raise. However, we work just as hard. This is true of the coordinators here at our district office, the campus administration, all the way up to the cabinet. We continuously sacrifice in ways that no one can understand, and no one ever will until they walk in our shoes. According to the TASB audit, and this is a direct quote, District pay for administrative professionals when compared to market value is the weakest of the pay groups. To ask us to even consider yet another reduction in pay is truly a slap in the face. I love this district, and I remained here even while knowing I have been paid far less than neighboring districts. I took a $10,000 pay cut to move from a high school principal to this director position. I also have a livelihood in which I'm responsible for, and this is something that just does not sit right with me. I have stayed for 2 reasons. In this district, I have always felt valued and empowered. Those 2 things far exceeded any idea of a salary increase in another district. Over this past year, I have felt less valued, and not by my leadership and not by my colleagues, but by the board. I know my value, I know the skills that have been cultivated in me, and I would be an asset to any district or organization with the skills and mentorship gained here in Judson ISD. This weekend, I have found myself applying for other positions because I can no longer allow myself to be part of an organization with a board that I feel does not see my worth. Additionally, the board is facilitating a culture of staff versus leadership, teachers versus hourly staff, and central office, us versus them. When the reality is we all contribute to the daily function of a district, and no one department can function without the other. This divisive nature does not align with the core of who I am, and honestly, it's disheartening. I ask you to consider where you stand, the messages you are sending, and whether I remain employed in this district or not. I knew I could not leave without sharing my feelings. I also want each of you to remember that many of us in this district are not simply employees. We are also parents of students, and we are also taxpayers. I myself am one. As an elected official, you represent each one of us. We are not against you, and you all should not feel the need to be against us. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next citizen to be heard is Ms. Margot Gutierrez.
So I'm not a teacher yet, but I'm striving to be one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen of the school board, I stand before you today with a sincere passion for education and a determined commitment to become a dedicated teacher for our students. While I am currently completing my studies, I assure you by the end of July I will be equipped with the necessary qualifications to excel in the classroom. I will be leaving behind a stable work-from-home job that I've held for nearly a decade. I did not make this career change lightly. However, my deep-seated belief in the transformative power of education compels me to pursue this new path. I am vastly aware of the profound impact that the caring and dedicated teachers can have on the lives of students, and I am eager to bring my enthusiasm, compassion, and dedication to the forefront of the educational community. With your support, I am confident that I can contribute meaningfully to the academic and personal growth of our students, ensuring they receive the quality education they deserve. I acknowledge the district's policy of refraining from hiring before July 3rd cutoff date, favoring current JISD teachers for available positions. However, it's crucial to recognize that there are individuals like myself who possess genuine passion and dedication for serving with the JISD community. By adhering strictly to this cutoff date, there's a risk of losing valuable candidates to other districts or even charter schools, eager to secure talented educators. Waiting until July 3rd may inadvertently result in filling positions with individuals who are not driven by the genuine love for teaching, but rather by desperation for employment. Is this truly the standard we aspire to set for our students? I am asking the board to reconsider this and prioritize hiring individuals who are deeply committed to the educational success and well-being of our students.
Thank you. Our next citizen is Mr. Christopher Garza, Open Records, JLA, and Board Decision.
Hello, my name is Christopher Garza. I am a product of JISD. I am a graduate of Judson High School. And I have to tell you that one of the things that I've heard tonight that kind of oversees even issues that I've been having with the school board is the us versus them mentality. I have had a major issue that we tried to resolve, and all I gotta say is that certain ones of you up there are bullies. basically. Secondly, there's others who watch it happen, don't know anything of the situation, yet still jump on board with the things that are going on. Now, the problem that I've made grievances about, and, you know, the other things were brought up at that point, which I also made grievances about. And now I am basically waiting to hear from those types of things. Now, the problem that I'm having with my open records is I have been asking for open records requests, nothing of which, in my opinion, is overly not useful in what I'm trying to accomplish by defending myself. However, I will say that my first order was for $900 of like $50 that was just paperwork, and the rest of it was going to be time. And then secondly, it was when I asked if it could all be just placed on a thumb drive, it went down to $500. Then I decided to ask for some records on somebody else. It came back at $500. Now, the thing is it's just overly a burden in order to get these types of documents. Now, the thing is unfortunately, we're in this realm where we're having to deal with the Attorney General, and, you know, the open records on your end is dealing with them, and I've gotten plenty of letters from your attorneys, and I'm also dealing with the Attorney General where I'm writing them as well. But I will say that it is unfair, the practices that are going on here in order to withhold these records so that nobody can defend themselves to what you guys are holding them to. At the end of the day, policies were created to come after individuals, and if I could just get the records, I could prove it. Because the problem that I'm having is when I make certain requests, even light requests, they're getting closed out with the idea that there are no documents, and I'm asking for very small things. So I am having a major issue with that piece. But I will also say, this last week at a Kirby, Texas Council meeting, we had JLA come out, and JLA was asking for some money for a tower, a garden tower. And, you know, they were coming to tell us and let us know that they do not get funded entirely in their entirety by you guys, that they have to actually ask for grants and these other things from other places in order to do these things. Now, they are located in Kirby Middle School.
You've reached your 3-minute limit.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Our final citizen to be heard is Dr. Claudia Walker, Middle School.
This is a little bit lighter. Good evening. My name is Dr. Claudia L. Walker. I'm a retired United States Air Force disabled veteran and an early childhood special education teacher at the great James Masters Elementary School. I am so glad I decided to come to this board meeting simply because of items 6J through N. I am so thankful the board and cabinet are considering companies that provide mental health care services for all stakeholders. Since I returned 5 months ago, I just can't stay away, I have witnessed firsthand the need for parents to be mentally healthy for their children. In addition, I believe it would be a great idea to have a seminar for parents of children with special needs, most specifically early childhood special education parents, in December, March, and May. You all know these are months of winter break, spring break, and summer break. I believe it would be a great way to begin break and equip those parents with tools they may or may not have to be the best they can be for our students. A healthy mind is a happy mind that has and uses strategies to cope with the issues life deals to us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. That concludes the citizens to be heard portion. So agenda item number 4, every year we do board reorganization, and so this year is no different from any of our other years. So we're going to actually take nominations from the floor, and I will preside during this process for nominations. I will like to say that I am not seeking another term as board president, and I will be, obviously, when we talk about the chair for this board, be nominating someone else to replace me. And I just want to be clear with the community that it's not a bad thing. I purposely said I'm committed to 1 year. 1 year has come, and I want to continue to pass the gavel along, because in leadership, you learn a great deal, and this board is a good board. We just all have to play different roles on this board. So that being said, I'm going to open up the nomination for board chair, and I'd like to start with my nomination for Suzanne Knoyer for board president. And that's my nomination. And are there any other nominations? Ms. Eaton? So right now I made there's no second needed for this nomination. I don't think you need one for that nomination, but we'll but obviously we'll entertain any other nominations for president at this point. All right, going once, going twice. So by acclamation, Ms. Knoyer, you will now be board president for 24-25. Congratulations. And now I'd like to open the floor for nominations for vice presidents. Ms. Eaton.
I'd like to nominate Ms. Faulkner for vice president.
Okay, Ms. Faulkner, are there any other nominations for vice president? Going once, going twice. All right, Ms. Faulkner, by acclamation, you are now vice president. And now I'd like to take any nominations for secretary. Are there any nominations for board secretary? Any nominations?
I would like to nominate Laura to remain as our board secretary.
Okay. Any other nominations for board secretary? Well, congratulations, Ms. Stanford. By acclamation, you are now board secretary. So once again, I would just like to say thank you to my colleagues for allowing me to have a great year as board president. We've had a lot of ups and downs. It's been a year. But I am still on this board. I'm still very involved, and I still will be. Right now, for us to do the transition, we're going to take a 5-minute recess, though.